Hi, this is Amar from SSLtrust.com Australia, and in this video I am going to show you how you can successfully install an SSL certificate on your website in ISPManager. So let's get started. So this is the ISPManager dashboard, and this is the website that we're hosting through ISPManager. As you can see, it is not yet secure, and we are going to make sure it is. So the first step in this process is to generate a private key and a certificate sign-in request, or a CSR. So to do that, we're going to scroll down on the main SSL Trust homepage and then click on the CSR and key generator button right here, or you can just type SSL Trust CSR generator on Google and then arrive to this page. So now we're going to scroll down. But before that, you need to know what the CSR is. So basically, a CSR is nothing but a request initiated by you, the client, to the certificate authority, which contains all the necessary information such as the domain name and any business details which are stored in a hashed form. On the technical side, it also contains the public key, which will be signed by the certificate authority and returned to you in the issued certificate. What you can do now is type in your domain name here without the www that you're looking to secure, the name of your organization, such as SSL Trust or SSL Guides, and then the organization unit, such as IT, and then the city or town that you reside in, your state or province, or the 2-letter country code, and then type in your email address. Root length, we're going to go with 2048-bit, which is the industry standard, and then click on Generate CSR. Once you do that, you'll now be able to see your private key and your CSR generated right here. Please make sure that you save this information in a text file so as to be able to do multiple configurations in case you make a mistake in the whole process. So you can either save this in a text file, or what I'm going to do for this video is just keep this window open and make sure to not close it, since this is a demo video. So now that we have generated our private key and CSR, it is now time to purchase and configure our SSL certificate. Okay, so I'm here on the SSL Trust homepage, and as you can see, SSL Trust has established meaningful partnerships with all the leading SSL certificate authorities, and you'll see that we offer SSL certificates for all your business needs, whether you're starting with a small business and need to secure a single domain name, whether you're a business, school, or an organization and you require higher security and authenticity, or you are a bigger organization and want to show the green address bar with extended validation. You can secure unlimited subdomain names with the Wildcard SSL certificate. And if you have multiple domain names, you can secure them under one SSL certificate right here. If you have any questions or doubts regarding our SSL certificates, if you're not sure which certificate is the best for you, please contact our sales team and they'll be happy to help you out in selecting the best SSL certificate for you and your website. So for now, I'm going to click on SSL certificates and then scroll down and go with a Commodore Positive SSL. Since this is a demo video, gonna go with a single domain SSL certificate. Choose your duration. Click on Buy Now. Then click on Checkout. Fill in your details real quick. Choose your preferred method of payment, and then click on Complete Order. Once you've done that, head back to the SSL Trust dashboard, and then click on your product or service that you've purchased. And now click on the Start Certificate Configuration button right here. So now what we're going to do is head back to the CSR generation page or your notepad file or text file where you've saved the CSR. and copy this from the very start to the very end, including all the dashes, and then paste it right here. Click on the Verify CSR button, and if the details look just as you inputted them, then we're good to go. Otherwise, you need to make some changes. So for server type, you can either go with Apache or Nginx, depending on what you're going to use, because ISPManager has provisions for both. So just choose any, for example, Nginx or Apache, or you can go with the other option if you're using anything else. Click on Next Step, and then enter your contact real quick. And then your email address. Once you've done that, and if you have a technical individual or contact doing this for you, please make sure to enter the details here. Otherwise, use admin contact if you're doing this yourself. Click on Next Step. And now comes the important part of the process, which is domain control validation. So basically, you need to prove to the domain control validation authority, which in this case is Sectigo, that you own your domain name and have complete access to it. So this can be done in one of three methods. First method is the email method. So you will be sent an email on one of these 5 email addresses, which when you click upon should open a link which should verify the ownership of your domain name. The second method is the HTTP file method. In this method, you're going to create a text file with this exact name, and you will need to create these directories, both of these, if they're not already there. And in this text file, you're going to paste in this contents and then click on check file to see if they're up and running on your server. The third, or the method that we're going to use, is the CNAME record validation method. So basically, you will need to log in to your DNS settings with either your domain name provider or your hosting provider, depending on where you've pointed your name servers to. So just make sure you know where they're pointed and then log in to your DNS settings real quick. So choose your domain name, click on Add New Record, type is going to be CNAME, and then paste the host value right here. Come back to the certificate configuration window, and then copy the CNAME value from the very start to the very end, and then paste it right here in the pointing to dialog box. Click on Save, and our records are going to be updated in a bit. So for now, we're going to click on the Check DNS Record button here, and then click on Search. As you can see, our record has not yet propagated, and it may take some time for it to propagate through all servers. But for now, we're gonna come back to the configuration window and click on Submit Configuration. As you can see, our configuration was a success. This is our order number, and our status is that we are awaiting validation. Click here to access the Validation Manager. Let's close this up. And another way to access the Validation Manager, if you're lost or you don't know where to go, is head back to the dashboard, select your product or service, your certificate, and then click on the Access Validation Manager button right here. And this should open the Validation Manager window. Now, this process takes from up to a few minutes to an hour, depending on your DNS server's propagation speed. So we're going to wait a bit, about 2 minutes, and then click on the Submit Recheck button right here. So just keep doing that so as to refresh things on Sectigo's end and get your certificate issued. Okay, so it has been a while, and our DNS record has propagated in quite enough places for us to get our certificate. So I'm going to close this up and then head over to the SSL Trust dashboard and select your SSL certificate. And as you can see, our certificate has been issued. Click on the Collect or Download Certificate button here. And you can see your certificate right here in this window. So the next step in this process is to upload the SSL certificate files to our server. So head back to your server and log in as root. And as we're here on the ISPManager dashboard, what we're going to do is click on SSL certificates on the top left menu, and then click on add certificate. Certificate type is going to be existing, not self-signed, and then click on next. Don't touch the username, and for the certificate, come back to the certificate collection window, copy this to your clipboard, and then paste it right here for the main certificate. Now for the certificate key, I'm going to need you to come back to the CSR generation window or your text file where you've saved your private key. Copy it from the very start to very end, including all the dashes, and paste it right here. Now come back to the certificate collection window and copy the change certificate or the intermediate certificate to your clipboard, and then paste it right here. Click on finish. So now that we have uploaded our custom SSL certificate, what you can do now is go to sites and then click on your website, double click, and then you can see right here the SSL certificate. So click on that and then choose the custom SSL certificate or the one that we have just uploaded. Make sure the name matches. And in additional settings, what we're going to do is redirect HTTP request to HTTPS. So that's two things you have to do in the configuration, and then click on save. And that's it. You can now head back to the dashboard and then navigate to https://yourdomainname.com. And as you can see, we have successfully installed an SSL certificate on our website. Our connection to the site is secure and our certificate is completely valid. One other thing that you can do is to test your SSL certificate and check whether the certificate is running up to industry standards and your site is secure. For that, we're going to go to a website called sslabs.com and then copy your domain name with the HTTPS. Click on the test your server button, paste your hostname right here and click on submit. So this should take a while. Okay, so we're done with the SSL apps test, and as you can see, we have got an overall rating of A, which is pretty good. We're using the latest versions, the latest protocols of TLS, and the Cypher suites look good. So basically, if you get an overall rating of A, this means that the SSL certificate on your site is functioning properly, and you can rest assured that your site is super secure. So this is how easy it was to install an SSL certificate on your website in ISPManager or even your admin panel. You can secure your admin panel in the same way by listing it as a website. And if you were easily able to install your SSL certificate, please give this video a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. And I do need to mention again that you can find a written guide with all the commands in the video description of this video for the same installation process. Thanks for watching.